Hello, I'm going to be showing you how to draw a cup of tea that looks something like this. So what you'll want to have on hand is watercolor paper. I have that under this. Paints. I'm using this olive green and a darkish yellow. I'm going to mix these together and use that for the tea color to get a light green that looks like green tea. Then I use the dark yellow as the saucer that the cup is on, and then either gray or black and white that you can mix as gray, so you can use that for the cup itself, and then a little bit in the steam with a lot of water in there, so it's just a very light gray color in there. You'll also want to have a pencil with an eraser on it, just in case you want to make edits as you go along. A cup of water for the watercolors, and a brush. I'm using a pretty small one. A cloth, so you can wipe the brush on there so it's not dripping everywhere. And then a palette, or something you can use as a palette. You can even use a piece of paper if you like. And yeah, that's all you'll need. So let's get started. So this will be a pretty simple drawing. It's not real complicated. It starts with just an oval. So let's draw this oval here. Pretty flat looking. This is the top of the cup, and we're drawing pretty lightly because the main focus of this is the actual paint, the colors. So the drawing itself will be pretty light. And then we start at the edge here of the oval. Start going down. We're making the base of the teacup, making it kind of into this roundish cone shape. Do that on the other edge as well. Oops, so we can get and connected at the bottom, getting a little flat there. Coming in. Here we go. And then in here, we're going to draw another, like the top of an oval. That's where the tea is in the cup. And that's the inside of the cup in there. Now we'll draw the bottom of the cup. This little piece coming out at the bottom. Like one of those fancy little teacups. I want to add some more there. So erase that real quick. Okay. Now I'll add handle. Just drawing kind of another oval, looks sort of like an ear. And then another one inside. Connecting that to the cup. And then here I like to erase the part where it connects to the cup. That looks a little more realistic to me. And I'll just connect that in a little bit. There we go. So that's our cup of tea, and then let's add a little saucer under it. So drawing another little oval that stems out from the bottom of the cup. And then another oval around that. It's the edge of the saucer. There we go. Okay, so now let's start painting. So, got my brush here, and I'm going to take a little bit, let's start with the tea here. So we're going to take a little bit of green color. Just going to wet the brush first. Dry it off a bit, don't want it dripping everywhere. Get a little bit of green here. I already mixed this olive green with the yellow a bit so that it'll have a better color. So it looks a little more like actual tea. It looks kind of greenish yellow. So we're going to start at the edge here, right there. Just want a little bit of paint in there. paint and fill that in, making sure to keep in the lines. Want to make sure the brush is wet enough, because you'll need to spread out the paint a lot. Just going to spread that out over that shape that we drew earlier there. There we go. Might want to add a little more color in the edge here, so I'm going to get some more paint. Just a little bit on the edge. Let's see, wet the brush off, dry it a bit, and then bring the color out from the edge so it'll spread out more evenly. There we go, that's the tea in the cup. Now I'm going to clean off the brush because we're going to change colors and move on to another part. Now let's do this big part of the cup here. So I already took black and white and mixed it with mostly white and a little bit of black to make this kind of silver gray color. I'm going to get some of that. And I'll start on the side and the little edge up here. I like to start putting color in edges, because then when you start spreading it out, it looks a little more even. Just going to spread it out from that edge over the cup. I'm going to get a little more paint. Add it here, on the side. Yeah, I need more paint and some more water. So let's get some of that. Okay. Again, just taking it in from the side. And the bottom. Coming in from the edge. Spreading it out more. Get some more water to spread it out evenly. You could use a bigger brush here if you like. Now we'll start at the other edge. Get some more paint here, keeping the brush nice and wet. Paint the edges. Kind of surrounding the shape here. And I'm going to get more water so I can spread that out better. Drying it on the fabric a bit so water doesn't drip everywhere. Don't want to make a mess. Spread the paint out over the surface of the cup. Some more water. Okay, that's spread out pretty good. So now we can move on to the inside of the cup, right above where the tea is. Now here we have to be careful because we have this color in here. We don't want to mix colors and get things spreading out. That'll just look unnatural. So we'll have to make sure to stay outside of the line. where the green tea starts. So let's get some gray. That's the color of the cup. Start at an edge, start right here. Just make a little bit of a round shape. That's how the cup is shaped. We'll keep a little bit away from the line where the tea is, just to make sure that we don't mix colors. We'll paint up in here. Spreading it out nice and even. Get a little more so I can do the other side. The edge over here. Just doing the same thing, keeping it round, kind of painting it in this rounded C shape here. Keeping away from the green tea. Got a little more water so I can spread it out good. Alright, there we go. Now I want to do the bottom part of the cup here. Just gonna get some paint. Start at the edge here. Just kind of coloring little lines around here. Just sort of trace the shape of it. Okay. And get some water. Spread that out from the lines. Spreading that out from the lines. Just kind of underscore the bottom part here. Okay. I want to add a little more darkness on the side here. There we go. There. That's good. Okay. Rinse off the brush. Now I'll move to the handle here. So get some more gray paint. I'll start at the edge. Just outline it. Put some on the bottom edge too, because I got a little too much paint, so I'm spreading it out. Now I'll rinse off the brush. Spread out the color over the handle. Making sure to stay in the lines. Trying to keep it a little dark at the edge. The edges here around it, so it looks more shaded. Just a little lighter in here. Okay, there we go. That's the cup. Just gonna add a little color there. Little edit. Okay, now let's move on to the saucer. The saucer, I want to do yellow to give it a little bit of brightness against the gray. So I'm going to get some yellow here. Oops. Get a little green in there. That's right. Okay. Start at the edge. Bright pop of yellow. Spread it out. Again, kind of painting in this C shape since it's a round shape. Sort of painting in with the shape so that it looks more rounded. Get some more paint here and I'll go with the other side. going in this round shape. Being careful with the edge of the cup here so we don't mix the gray with the yellow. Spreading the color out. Get some water for that. And spread out nice and evenly over this part of the saucer. I'm going to get some more color. Put it here. Bottom edge. And up there a bit. Keep it nice and bright. Okay. There we go. That's the inside of the saucer. Now let's start on the outside of the saucer. I'll get some more yellow here. And start at an edge. If you go a little bit out of the line, that's okay. It still looks beautiful. Get some on the other side to make it look nice and even. I want a little more yellow here since it's lighter, and on the other side it's darker on the edge. So get some more yellow there. Yep, a lot more than that. Okay. Now I want some yellow on the bottom part here. That's also a bit lighter. Again, just trying to get the color spread out evenly. There we go. Okay. That's our cup with its saucer, and now we're going to add some steam at the top. This is where you can get a little more creative with it. You can do some crazy wavy line. I'm just going to do that, and it starts coming out from the cup there. Then connect at the top, do another line, make a big outline shape there. Connect in, it gets smaller. There. That's what the steam looks like. I'm going to paint that, and that'll be really light. Don't want a whole lot of color in the steam because steam looks pretty white. But we also don't want it to just look like an outline, so I'm going to add a little tiny bit of gray. How we're going to do that is we go at the fat edge here, got a little bit of gray on the brush, not much. Draw a line there of gray. Rinse off the brush, get plenty of water. Make sure it's not dripping. And just spread that gray line out. Get plenty of water in there. Spread it out. So it doesn't just look white. Looks like there's a little more dimension to it. That's that fat part there. But we want to get a little more gray. Go at this part here, just going at the little edges where it sticks out. We'll put a little gray here. Plenty of water. And spread it out nice and even over the wave, up on the tip top, over the fat edge, out to there. We'll do a little bit there as well, so get some gray in there. Gray line, a little more. Okay, get plenty of water. Spread it out, color it in. And there we go. Now what you do is you just sign your name at the bottom. And there you go. That's our cup of tea. A little steam at the top.